the situation with the civility and the Civil War. You just had Hillary Clinton coming out this week talking about the civility issue. She actually brought that up. She says there's no way we can be civil with the Republicans. You had Eric Holder basically insinuating that that they go high, we kick them. And again, whether he was physically talking about kicking them or he was, to me, the verbiage matters not. They're still wanting to incite this division.
Right.
And I'm telling you, man, it's serious stuff, and people need to take it to heart. I've been watching the warfare of Brett Kavanaugh's nomination, Mark, even since we talk class, because when we talk class, that was the 2-week period. They had all these false accusations.
Right.
They had all of this stuff go on. This thing got delayed for a week. And as you watched all this go down, and again, I remember tweeting you and texting you the day it happened, and I said, you said the clock was ticking. It was last Saturday. And when, they confirmed him and he laid his hand on that Bible Monday night, I felt a release in the spirit, Mark. I did. I felt something in the spirit realm that the Lord said, it is time, and things are happening. And then all of a sudden you've had this volatility over our country. But talk to us a little bit more about the Civil War and how that the enemy is going to seek to do this, because I know that he's using groups like Antifa, George Soros. You've talked about the voting machines. Look, this midterm election, there's so much going on with these midterms that we've got to be aware of. And you've said it many times on this program. Look, paper ballots are the way to go because these machines are controlled by Soros and his minions. And we've got to be more vigilant than we've ever have been. I feel like this midterm, Mark, is even more important than 2020.
Yes.
Because I think it's
Almost.
If you get 2018, 2020 is a given. We can't worry about 2020 right now. If President Trump loses his house, life is going to change for a lot of Americans, and it's not going to change for the better, and it's certainly going to change for the worse for him.
Right. This is the most important midterms in American history, period. So if you're not registered to vote, I know it's probably too late to register in some places at this point. Again, how are these guys in the panhandle going to vote at this point? I don't know. Hopefully they'll make a way. And they'll have to be paper ballot because they'll have no power still.
Right.
You're talking about places up there. It's going to be months before they get some of these places back up and running. Now, it may not take months to get power, but we're only 3.5 weeks away from
3.5 weeks out.
3.5 weeks out. So a lot of these people are going to still be without power at this point. I've been through many hurricanes. It takes time to get this stuff going. We've got a lot of resources spread out all over the country right now. Between the Carolinas, the Southeast have been hit hard the last couple of months or last month or so. So, resources are spread thin, but we can handle it. America's resilient. There's good things happening behind the scenes. Even though there's bad things, but the devil meant for bad, God will use for good, period. Thank God it wasn't, the death toll's not as bad as we thought it could have been, maybe, people were heeding the warning. So there's a lot to be grateful for right now. Even though there was a lot of destruction, there's a lot still to be grateful for. I want people to be encouraged. All I know is we're heading towards the precipice, and things are going to get intense before then. Now, the Civil War thing, why do you have Hillary Clinton? Why do you have Eric Holder? All these people coming out, Maxine Waters. All these people coming out wanting to do violence, stalking your senators, kicking them out of restaurants. We saw what happened with Ted Cruz. So all these things are getting ramped up. They're trying to incite a civil war. And because they know that if a civil war ever to break out in this nation, that it would be so devastating in this nation. It'd be a hard time to really even recover at this point. You know what I mean? Civil war is not going to happen. It's not going to happen, period. All right. We decree and declare that right now. Civil war will not take place in this country, period. Will there be some civil unrest? Absolutely. There's, you know what I mean? That's why I've been saying we need to be praying against this, but we need to be praying to shut the mouth of these people who are trying to incite literally a war in this country, because they're willing to do anything to take this country down in order to stay in power. That shows you how sick and demon possessed some of these people are. So just be praying in warfare. A civil war will not break out, but we cannot fall for that trap either. That's the whole thing that I want to impress upon people. Again, this is not about defending you or your loved ones, because I'm all for that. But there's things we can do to avoid that trap as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stay prayed up. Stay out of those areas right now. Let the government handle that stuff. You know what I mean? That's what they're there for. They're there to protect us. That's why we hired these guys. There are protective measures in place. I believe that when they do make these mass arrests, there may be martial law. There's a very high probability of martial law coming. Comms could go dark. I don't know. You know what I mean? Q has talked about comms possibly going dark. If that does, we don't panic. These are things that have to happen. I think that the fear of God is going to start falling on people, that they're going to start dealing with reality at this point, that, hey, this is real. This is going down. This is going to happen. The corruption is getting cleaned up. Okay. What was conspiracy theory a month ago was not a conspiracy theory now, because it's going to be right smack in their face.
Right, buddy.
So,
That's interesting, Mark. Mark, and mentioning the judgeships, I'll just throw this at you. I've reading a report just this afternoon. Fox was reporting that there usually has always been and I'll just use California with Dianne Feinstein and Kamala Harris in their districts. Presidents in the past would almost acquiesce to the senators in those districts to what kind of judges they would put on the bench. Right. And they were saying today that President Trump has basically thumbed up his nose to both Kamala Harris and Dianne Feinstein. He's nominated 3 conservative judges to that 5th District Court out there in California. That's one of the most liberal in the country. And the Democrats and the liberals are going mad. It comes back down to the judgeships, Mark. It's interesting how all justice comes back down to the judges. And look, I'm with you on Kavanaugh. We got a 5-4 now. We're going to have a 6-3 before it's over with. And, you don't know who else may sit down and retire. Breyer, who knows? I mean, the war may have even a bigger plan in store for the Supreme Court. It would be something.
If you think it's bad now, wait till the next 3 come in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Amy Barrett's going to make Brett Kavanaugh look like a communist because she's more conservative than he is. And if she replaces Ginsburg, the warfare over her is going to be intense. My Lord.
Well, and you got to ask yourself, okay, why is Trump doing this? And again, Trump's brilliant. He's a genius. Okay, he knows how to play the game. It was okay when Obama was in to do this mess, to ram it down our throats. Now all of a sudden it's not okay. You know what I mean? And why is it it's the Ninth Circuit out there, correct?
Ninth Circuit, yeah.
Ninth Circuit. So it's the Ninth Circuit out there, is the most liberal judgeship in the land, pretty much. And so why is he doing this to Dianne Feinstein and this other lady or other people out there? Or why are they wanting to do this all of a sudden? You know what I mean? You have to ask yourself, why is this going on? Could it be that maybe their cases could be coming before that court?
That's right. That's right. That's a great point.
Coming across that court is why they're fighting it so hard, because Dianne Feinstein is going to be charged with treason. She's going down. Period. And I honestly believe most of the leadership of California out there, the governor, all of them, I think I think California is about to go red. I've been saying that the second that California goes red, that is their total coffin seal right there.
Yeah.
Seal in the coffin right there.
Yeah.
And so. Again, that's why they're fighting this, is because they know their cases could possibly come up before that court.
That's interesting, Mark. Very powerful, too. Buddy, I want